It's John and Rachel, YaJagoff Late Night, and we are on Zachary's mission, the Peoples Gas. How should we say this?
Yeah, I think
Peoples
it's
Gas.
the 2024
Okay.
YaJagoff Porch Tour for Zachary's mission,
Brought to
presented
you
by
Peoples Gas. And we're not going to Kennywood, even though we're in our matching outfits.
Yeah, right.
There's no
Yeah.
Kennywood theme, I swear. So here we are at porch number 3. It is the Douglas House. You know that name because we have had Ryan Douglas on a couple of times. Obviously supporting the strawberry pretzel jello salad event that we do, but also because he is now supporting Zachary's mission. And before we get into that, we have a pretty special way of kicking this one
Is that
off.
what you want to do? You just make sure that if you're listening to the radio every Friday, 10 o'clock, right? Sure. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. I'm sorry you give up. Go ahead.
No, I don't give up.
No, I'm sorry. You said you give up?
I'm not giving up. Go.
All right. Go ahead. And anyway, subscribe to YouTube, Facebook every Friday night. That's why we're here. All right.
Go.
And starting July, we'll be at Alloy 26, no longer at Midnight Road, but still a cocktail hour. All right. So it is the YaJagoff Late Night Podcast, and we have a special person here to introduce our first guest, Matt Fargo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, girls. What is that? It is. I am Kenny Chesney out right now. Let's go. Let's take that again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, coming to the porch for the 2024 YaJagoff Porch Tour. It's Zachary's Mission Porch Tour presented by Peoples Gas. Our lead-up guests, Ryan and Kim Douglas.
I just wanted that burp in there. I love it. Thank you.
That's Matt Fargo, who is going to be one of our guests eventually. Has been the public address announcer for the Globetrotters and all over TV here and all this kind of stuff, and a local guy. So, Ryan and Kim Douglas, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
This, if people could see behind the cameras, there's all kind of people at your house, and all of those people brought some stuff for Zachary's mission. That's or are bringing stuff for Zachary's mission. But first, it's totally cool that you guys have been involved in so many things because of Ryan's foundation, and so talk about that because the most Pittsburgh thing that can happen here is that you run your own foundation and you're now focusing on another foundation, which is totally cool.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think it is just Pittsburgh. You know, I mean, I just finished my 18th annual clinic, the free baseball clinics that I do for children in the Pittsburgh area here. But now with Zachary's mission, you know, I mean, just paying it forward. You know, when it comes down to that, when you get Pittsburgh people around Pittsburgh people, good things happen. So we're excited with Ethan and Jay nominating us to have this on our porch. We're like, okay, we can make this happen. And my wife's done a great job cleaning up, making it good to go. I know we've been busy with the boys, but it's always good to have people over here.
Well, your home is gorgeous. And Kim, thank you so much for having us because it did all fall to you. And here's the funniest part. No one nominates for Zachary's mission. But in this case, Jay and Ethan were like, I think Kim and Ryan want to do this. So we were like, in.
Yeah.
So you were sort of voluntold. Is that right?
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's all good.
Why not?
Pittsburgh people do good things for Pittsburgh people.
Yeah,
You know?
but listen, the thought of having so many people just come into your house and not everybody understands, but like Patricia and I were just talking, as soon as someone hears about a mission that you can relate to, as you guys know, people get on board because just, you find it in your heart and it's like, why wouldn't I do that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, again, anytime you can get behind a group, a person, a foundation, when they're doing good things, you want to be part of it.
Sure.
So, I mean, having this here with our friends and family here is just awesome.
Yeah.
Giving back to Zachary's mission, we'll see what happens. So.
And I joked, obviously, before we went live that I said, you know, I said this to each porch, sort of. I hope each porch wins. And for you guys, you have quite a community around you. Your neighbors just seem to be top notch. Is that, Kim, what is it about this area? And you're in the Robinson area. What is it about your community that really makes you guys this whole?
I think everyone around here has very kind hearts.
Yeah.
And not only just our neighborhood, but our friends, too.
Yeah.
They just have very giving hearts.
Yeah. Because even last year, John, if you remember, we were at Ethan and Jay's for a porch.
Yeah.
And
remember who wasn't there?
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay was
Or
not there.
Ethan.
No, Ethan. Oh, yeah.
No,
Ethan
right.
wasn't there
Jay
either.
remotely opened his house for us to sit on his back
That sounds
deck.
about right.
And he had a fully stocked
he did.
bar.
And then he said,
food.
take your shoes off,
Yeah.
Jagoff. So when we
Right.
were going in and out of his house,
That's right.
we had to make sure we took our shoes off because he was a little particular.
Aw.
But you guys, I mean, even seeing the folks from there, the donations just kept coming. And
Yeah.
that's just so amazing.
And you know what? We actually have a neighbor who started a foundation called Benjamin's Benefit.
Okay.
They lost their son a few years ago. And so our neighborhood, I feel like, has kind of come together to help them also. So they they understand what it's like to help someone when they can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like we said, everyone experiences something. And when you have that that common piece, that commonality, and in this case, it's about family. So why wouldn't you support?
So switching for a second here, tell us a little bit about your foundation, Ryan, how you got to do that. And you have some relation to Johnny Angel, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
What that's again, I mean, I had an opportunity to get drafted out of high school by the Kansas City Royals, playing 7 years in their organization, but 9 years overall professionally. So just giving back to the kids here in Pittsburgh of my baseball clinics. And again, almost softball now too, because a lot of girls have been attending, but it's 6 to 12-year-old kids. Just finished on my 18th annual one, so I always say age is a number, but the body will tell you different sometimes. But no, it's a lot of fun. I try to get the kids engaged and excited for the upcoming seasons. And then actually in September, September 28th will be my first ever golf outing that I'm doing. And any proceeds or money I get from that, I'll be doing scholarships for athletic associations in Pittsburgh just to try to help them out to have kids, boys, girls, make sure they're not limited to play if they don't have the money. Yeah. That's all.
Are we allowed to send a Jagoff foursome? Or is it a private thing?
I mean, do you want
It can
foursomes?
be
How does
4
that?
people that suck.
Yeah, again, I mean, Ryan.
Right?
We'll send my
Hey,
son.
as long as you have money in your pocket, you can come have some fun.
Oh, yeah.
He's competitive. Can you tell? Yeah. He's like, no, don't send a foursome, but come.
Wait, did you say how you know Jack?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, again, Johnny Angel, I mean, he was one quick story with that. I mean, in Little League, playing against.
I feel bad that you have to
playing
tell
against
this story
Brighton
now.
Heights.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
love
all
it.
good. And I still remember the first time pitching against Johnny Angel's team. We beat him pretty good. And it was probably like a month later, he came up to me and he's like, my arm is so sore because I've been throwing so hard at these kids to get ready for you. But I think
Tells
we beat
that
him
story.
again.
Yeah, exactly. Tells that story to this day. And typical Pittsburgh, because we're such good friends with Jay and Ethan, they end up saying like this Ryan Douglas, and I was like, I made the connection. There's baseball, and I was like, did he grow up in like Elliott? He's like, let me find out, and then it became, you guys are just near and dear to us, so we appreciate that you're a part of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you have a whole bunch of things going on here. People here collecting money for Zachary's mission, collecting items. But you guys get stuff, too. And
Yes.
that list is right here.
It's game show time, guys.
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
And you can
Come
give
on
us a
now.
woo every time you get one. Ready? Here we go. We get ready with your wolves. $100 screen mobile coupon for screening in your house. They bring their truck here and do your screening. So can I get a
really
woo?
nice.
Woo. Yeah. Richie's Italian sausage. Woo! Mancini's pepperoni rolls. Woo!
You're all playing along.
But it's exciting, right? Right? And it's Yin's Lids. You got a gift pack from them, and they do our hats, which is one of the
Which I
ones I have
love.
on
You
now.
know, they're
No, I
fantastic.
saw his hat. I love it.
Yeah, they're awesome. And Pittsburgh Brewing has given you a tasting tour to go out to the
nice.
place for 4 people. So
Nice.
you have to, right now, pick the 2
Who you
people
picking?
to go with you.
I mean, we'll go if you don't want to eliminate. You
gotta wear the hoodies,
We
though.
understand. Yeah, exactly. Jenny Lee Swirlbread sent quite the array. You have like 10 different loaves to try, which is amazing for French toast, and you have boys,
Yes,
so that's
they love
certainly
they
easy.
love to make French toast.
Pittsburgh Wurst Company, who you're obviously familiar with from the Strawberry Pretzel Jello Salad event, sent you pierogi soap. It doesn't smell like pierogies and onions,
But it
I
looks like
swear.
pierogi?
But it looks like it. Yes,
man.
exactly. Mixed Candle Company also sent. Michaela said that their wicks go for 120 hours. Am I making that up?
I love candles.
Oh,
Okay.
Psych.
Oh, man.
Psych.
Michaela
This is
lied.
118. Take it back.
Mary Mac Bakehouse, who has been with us the longest. She has contributed to every single porch tour for the last 7 years. She's amazing. Sinbin Creations has been the hit. It is a charcuterie board that says YaJagoff with a little cutting board.
Real cool.
Cutting tool. And Caliente Pizza and Draft House is actually donating to a little bit to each porch. So thank you so
Awesome.
much. Yeah.
And
awesome.
on top of that, Q929 is giving you
Oh my God.
tickets to see Train in July.
Oh wow!
wow.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh,
this
nice.
is all so very nice, but not expected. But
Well,
it's very
but that's what's
appreciated.
wonderful
It's really
about
nice.
Pittsburgh. All these small businesses want to,
really nice.
participate. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
All right.
All right.
Well, it's time for a Mitch Minute. And I don't remember which one this is, but Mitch Minute. Mitch Dugan, Dugan, is all about Pittsburgh.
I think it's how he likes to spend his summers. We'll
that is
see.
right. Yes,
Yes,
that's right.
I read
that's
my
right.
script.
You win.
Ryan, where does
Coming
everybody
back.
find out more information about your events?
RyanDouglas.com. Again, that's with 2 S's, so just RyanDouglas.com has a lot of information. And it's nice. A lot of family, friends, sponsors like the Overton families here. I mean, they're a big sponsor of mine. I mean, it's been awesome with the support they've been giving me. But, yeah, RyanDouglas.com has all the information. But, yeah, appreciate everyone being here.
Mitch Minutes, and this is your Jagoff Late Night.
Well, we were helicopter skiing, and I jumped out of the helicopter and landed upside down. No, That's not how I broke my arm. I was skiing at Seven Springs and my skis stopped and I kept going. And what are we going to do in Pittsburgh in the summer? So why not ask your local attorney? We like to go down to the point, look at the fountain, Three Rivers Arts Festival, walk around, bike, hike. We talked about that. Kennywood's open. We like to go to PNC Park and see the Pirate game. We just like to get out and do stuff. If when you're not working, you want to get out and just relax and enjoy. And Picklesburg's fun, just because you can have a beer that tastes like a pickle. Like there's the Greek food festivals; those are great. Everybody likes those. There's one in Oakmont and the one in Oakland, but there's also another one. Yeah, everybody likes baklava, right? They didn't want to give him the money, but I got it. It cost me an arm. Cost them an arm and a leg.
Welcome to Fernandez. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap in?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from Peoples Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig. I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
You will never regret your time on the ambulance because it will come with you and become a part of you. It helps you grow as a person and gives you life experience that you would never have had access to otherwise. What other job do you go to school for 9 months and you get to go out and intubate people in the field, right? I'm putting tubes down people's throats to help them breathe. I'm starting IVs. I'm giving, ketamine, fentanyl.
This is a very rewarding job. I love coming to work every day. It's always something different. I don't really call this work.
Probably amazing. Just because you can change the life of someone in moments, you can bring someone back to life.
We're living in this crisis of everyone not being able to afford secondary education or finding employment after that. This is something you can do very quickly. Having an EMT is very short. You can do it in 3 months. It's a very small financial commitment.
Jagoff Late Night. The good news is we did our research 29 seconds ago for this particular guest who's been on the podcast before. Matt Fargo, public address professional. How
do we refer to you?
Yeah,
That's a good,
I think that's it because you have a lot of credits, including the Harlem Globetrotters around the world.
Matt Fargo.
Yeah. No, I mean, my full-time job now is creative marketing manager for PPG Paints Arena.
Yeah.
And then announcer of a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, how about you just drop that?
At this point, I started telling people I work at H&R Block now because it's a lot simpler. It's just way easier.
Do you get a
lot less
of
questions
1099s every year?
Yeah.
It's like, what's that book? Oh, that's his 1099.
I think I had 18.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
How about this?
Hi,
This is
IRS.
the first time we've ever had a drone. That is super cool. So, Matt, you are part of the Pittsburgh. You grew up here, and then you traveled the world with the Harlem Globetrotters. You now brought your talents back here. We can hear you at the Pirate games. But you also innovated a sports streaming network, right?
Yeah, so way back in the day, I started Champ Sports Network, and we streamed audio of high school sporting events throughout the WPIAL. And once I got the job with the Globetrotters, that kind of went away. And when I came back, I actually just teamed up with, last year, a video production company called JRM Production. Jake Mislivchik, who's a 25-year-old from Baldwin, started this production company, and they are so talented. They have just a group of young people that are so talented. They have 2 production trucks as 20-somethings.
Wow.
And fresh out of high school, they built this company, didn't go to college, and they needed something to be able to produce. It's great to have a production company, but then we came up with the idea of doing the Steel City High School Football Showcase last year, which we aired on KDKA, and being able to showcase high school football on television again, which it had been some time since that had happened. So we had a great first season on KD, and looking forward to year number 2.
How about that? That's super cool. As we've always said, if you can't if you don't want to do the job somebody's giving you, make your own job.
That's it.
And that's super cool.
Build your door.
And I feel like we have just a little bit of a confession to make to you. We hate the Globetrotters.
We have a beef with them.
Like, I'm not kidding.
I don't know. I did not know this.
Here's our beef, okay?
All right.
And I've only had 3 sips of a sangria, but I'm going to tell you this. We love you, and we love what you're doing. And, Pittsburgh loves Pittsburgh, so we're proud of our own. But we have wanted to interview them, and they say no because of Jagoff. They don't realize it's a term of endearment. So we need you to explain.
Every year when they come to town on
December 26th. Yeah.
They do their promo, and we say we always apply to be a media person to interview and try to spin a ball, because Rachel, to be honest with you, is quite the basketball history in her life.
I went to Mount Alvernia. That's a powerhouse.
Right.
It was.
Yeah. And they just say, it doesn't really meet our family thing, even though the Gateway Clipper and Garth Brooks and all the other
and Disney on Ice has let us interview their princesses, but we can't get the Globetrotters. What the hell?
And I know from being at PPG, the Disney interview is the hardest one. Right. It is the hardest one.
So I just want to be able to see Rachel spin a ball on her finger at some point. That's all. Right?
We can try to make that happen.
Right. So that beef aside, so this
getting back to the interview,
the porch tours and all that kind of stuff.
It's funny because I was looking back at the last porch tour I was at when I was back in Brighton Heights. I think it was almost
right in front of her porch.
2016, I think it was.
He's digging right now. He's digging.
And I was doing KDKA radio. We were talking about traffic.
Oh my God, I remember. That's so crazy.
We were talking about traffic. We were talking about the Globetrotters and doing all that kind of stuff. So, and there was a guy by the name of David Allen.
Yes.
Oh my God,
just a young lad.
Yeah, who knows him? Huh?
Who's that?
Yeah,
who was that?
Wow.
But yeah, it was. It's funny
Matt,
now all
in all
these years later.
seriousness, I was going to say you fall into that category too, because what we love most about doing these different podcasts is looking at a year like 2016, 2017, and now fast forwarding 7 years. And seeing the growth, right? And seeing what you wanted to do, the perseverance, the grind. That's what a lot of this is about.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have a dream, and everybody has that dream, right?
Yeah.
When you're young, you want to be a professional athlete, you want to be in broadcasting, whatever that is, and to actually get to live it and live it in a hometown.
That's it.
I really appreciate it, and I think you guys can get this too, is when you realize that anybody can be in your spot, it makes it a little bit more special that that position's going to exist. The announcer for the Pirates is always going to exist. But to be the person that's in that chair, that's what makes it pretty cool.
It's kind of like being the president. There's only a few people who get that job over time, right? Because once you get a job like the Pirate announcer, you have it for 20 years, right? Or something like that.
And it's like, now I'm on my 3rd season, and I'm one of the backup guy. Junker's doing a great job as kind of the main guy now.
Yeah.
But my first year, it was a hodgepodge of announcers and didn't know how that was going to play out. And they called me. It was Father's Day 2 years ago. And Joe Klimchak, who's the in-game host for the Pirates, he called me and he said, Matt, the Pirates are going to the bullpen, and they're calling on Matt Fargo to announce Father's Day at PNC Park.
Chills.
Actual chills.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really appreciated him doing that.
How did his voice sound? Did you critique it? You were like, say it like this. Matt Fargo.
He has a great voice, too.
Yes, right.
He's calling the pierogi race every
yes,
game.
Right. Yeah.
He needs to make sure he's on his PZQs. But that was it was special. And then my first Pirates game was a walk-off home run at the bottom of the 9th, which, how do you write that?
You have a little lucky charm.
Is that your ringtone on your phone now? you announcing that? So I've always, did we play this game with you when you were on the other porch? Everything sounds better when.
We did.
Yes, everything sounds better when done by a voiceover artist, right?
Yeah.
So we should probably play that game. But before we do that, I know Rachel wanted to, we had questions here as far as how do you prepare for games? I always get everybody's name. We'll sit here and say, Matt, and then we hit the button. I go, Josh, what's up?
Every time. Thank God he knows you. That's all I'm saying.
Because someone named Josh interrupted me. So how do you do that? How do you make
As evident from the intro that I did, it reminds you, I feel like when I was a teenager, I could just show up and be on.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have to prep, and I could just, now, I'm in my 30s, I need to spend, I just did the Whitfield Championship games, 6A Championship game, North Allegheny played Mount Lebanon.
Yep.
And I watched 5 games of their film just to prep. Perfect example, getting ready for the Pirates games. a lot of the teams now have Google Docs of the players themselves saying their name. So that makes things a lot easier for prep.
Wow.
And you're hearing it from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
But, rolling some of those R's, that's I'm probably not going to be able to do all that. But
yeah, for sure.
The famous Vin Scully, who's a famous announcer for the Dodgers for forever, he always said, if you paid me for the time that I prepared, I'd do the games for free. And that really bodes true. It really bodes true.
That's a good point. And I love the fact that you think that being in your 30s is actually going to be a hindrance. Wait till you're in your fourth decade.
Should we ask you to exit now?
Seriously.
Throw you over the
All
side.
right, what do you want them to say?
I don't know. Let's see. Well,
we need a Jagoff.
What's a really negative phrase?
Oh, I don't know, but I think we should just get
John, you're fired. But as repeating, the game is better. Again, everything sounds better when done by a voiceover announcer, right? So, right. John, your taxes are due.
John, your taxes are due.
See, I'm willing to go. Just pay them right now. Give me a check.
John, you owe $25,000 to the IRS.
Now John vomits, right? That's exactly what happens. No.
John, you've had too much to drink.
John, you don't even drink.
That sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, that would be true, yeah.
Matt, where can everybody find out more about you so that they can know, take pride in the fact that you're the hometown guy, you're doing some great sports things, and like you said, living your dream?
Just on social medias, at Matt Fargo on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah. Yes.
And who is Matt Fargo on Instagram? That was literally a joke when I was when Instagram was coming out. I probably was 15, 16, and I put "Who is Matt Fargo?" and I've literally just kept it.
That's great.
There's really no story behind that, but people ask all the time.
Oh my God.
I love when there's no story to the story that you think there's
right.
a story. Yeah, for sure. All right. It would not be a podcast, as you know, if we didn't have our typical question of the day. So it is sponsored by Peoples Gas. So the Peoples Gas Porch Tour for Zachary's Mission question of the day is, we're on a porch. If you had your druthers as far as your porch, would you want a porch swing or a porch bench? Are you a swinger or a bencher?
Swinging.
I love the face. Look at him.
Swinging.
She wants
Absolutely.
I said, are you a swinger?
Yeah.
You knew what I meant.
Wow, that's not going to look good clipped.
No, it's not. It's not. We'll edit in post. There you go.
Oh,
so
boy.
you're going with swing. You're going with swing.
Yeah,
All right,
I am
porch
going
swing.
with a porch swing.
All right. We appreciate that, Matt Fargo. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us. We can't wait to check you out. You will actually be doing some Pirate games in August, correct?
Yes.
So check the schedule so that they can see, hear, listen, all that good stuff, and make sure you're following. Next up, we are going to talk to a famous pogo person who is celebrating a milestone on YaJagoff Late Night.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
Welcome to Fanatic. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap it?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from Peoples Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig.
I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
Hey, mister, what are you doing?
I'm just fixing your screens.
Why?
Because the other ones are kind of old.
After 40 years in business, Screenmobile has seen it all. From simple window and door screens to 3-season rooms, motorized screens, and more. Screenmobile is here to help.
Why is the sky blue? Why do birds put their nests so high up?
Our team of professional technicians is ready to answer your questions. Well, most of them. And help you find the best screen solution for your home or workplace. Screenmobile. You call, we screen.
PittsburghUsedCars.com. With hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city. We provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com.
John and Rachel, and that's your cue. Wait, isn't that a line from somewhere there? And that's your cue. John and Rachel, YaJagoff Late Night. We are back on Porch Tour number 3, presented by Peoples Natural Gas for Zachary's Mission. And our next guest is no stranger to the podcast. The cool thing is that you get to kind of take a little of a break today, Will, because we're on a porch and there's literally no way you could do your extreme pogoing here.
Yeah, that wouldn't end horribly, at least. So it's nice just get to sit back. I haven't tried the sangria yet, but
yeah, you're gonna
I've heard
need
a lot
to.
about the sangria.
You're gonna need to. So
get this over with. Get some sangria.
Yeah, there
right,
you go.
I like
so here's what I love. We talk about this jokingly, but it's so us, right? We email each other somewhat regularly, and this event comes around in June every year, and then we go, oh my gosh, we're full. Didn't happen today. You're here. You get to tell us all about what people, I don't know how they wouldn't know at this point, but there's something called pogoing that goes on every year at this time, and you're going to tell us a little bit about it because it's a milestone.
Yeah, no, totally. So Pogo-Palooza, the World Championships of Pogo, takes place here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We've been doing it here for the past 7 years, but the event itself is actually turning 20 this year, which is pretty wild for this kind of young, weird, extreme sport to almost be able to drink is pretty cool. So we're trying to do it really big this year.
Almost be able to drink. I like that. Yeah, 2 decades.
2 decades.
Yeah, there you go. It's
and
getting
as
up
we'll
there.
try to explain it as we sit here on the porch, but there's some video running here. Like you have shown us, we've taken a Mazda, a Toyota car, since Jay's here,
well,
a Toyota, and you jumped, one of your people has jumped over a car. We watched them jump over a 10-foot fence out there in Wilkinsburg.
Yes.
And flip over. Then we took them to the Q92.9, and they jumped, studios, and they jumped over the Q92.9 van.
It was raining, and we were like, please, somebody help us to control this weather just for a little bit so we could get it under wraps, right?
No, totally. I mean, these are very literally the best extreme pogoers in the world, which thank God y'all are rolling footage because it kind of just has to be seen to be believed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, you know, they're not on your average pogo stick. These are these super high-powered pneumatic pogos, which I think we'll maybe talk about in a minute.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, is it better if he hands me one maybe and I hold it up and he describes it? I'll price this right in for you.
So it's the anatomy. We call this segment the anatomy of the pogo stick.
Sure.
Right?
So, you start and, you know, John has...
Is it heavy?
Kind of that's your typical kids pogo everybody's seen. So that has a spring in it. With this one, be careful not to touch the shaft because it's going to be a little greasy. But so this is one of the more extreme ones they'll be using. So you'll notice a whole bunch of different stuff. They're actually air powered. If you look at the top, you got like a Schrader valve, like on a bike. So you can actually pump it up to about 70, 80 PSI. That's going to be having the athletes jumping, you know, like we were talking about 10 feet in the air. They do flips, they do tricks. And so it's a whole, yeah, be careful. Even not bouncing, you know, you might break something. Who knows? But, you know, what's one thing that's kind of cool I wanted to bring, too, is we have one that's kind of the Goldilocks, if you will, which is, yeah, definitely don't touch the shaft, covered in grease.
Please don't touch it. I'm so worried.
I mean, it'll be worse for you than for anyone else. But what's kind of cool about that, right, is it's a little less daunting than these giant ones that look like you're just going to break your neck when you touch it. And we actually, one of the elements of the event is we have a kids 15 and under bounce off as the last activity on Sunday. And the winner is going to get one of those slingshot pogo sticks, which is really nice because it lets you do a lot more than a spring one, but it's not nearly as dangerous or kind of crazy as the big air ones. And you can actually try all those types of pogo sticks and more for free at the event. So you're able to go there, get some coaching, and try a pogo stick.
I mean, and it's free.
It's free. We really want to make it just like a big, cool community celebration. So you're going to see these, world-class competitions. You're going to hopefully see some Guinness World Records get broken. You're going to see flips. You're going to see tricks. You're going to see history made. It's going to be this celebration. You get to go there for free. You get to try out pogos for free. So it's just a really fun, unique, wacky time.
No question.
You've done this before.
Yeah.
You literally have this down to a science on how this works.
Don't you sometimes do something at Market Square, like a little...
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is airing on the 21st, so that hypothetically will have happened this afternoon, but we do the high jump competition there, which is really exciting. I always try and break the Guinness World Record. Right now, that's 12 feet over a bar on a pogo stick.
Okay.
Landing successfully, having to bounce on the other side.
Successfully.
That is,
Just
right.
landing.
You know, it's not like, pole vault. It's just like flop over and then fall into a mat. What makes pogo high jump so difficult is you have to maintain control and keep bouncing on the other side, which imagine just falling 10 feet in the air, and you're on a pogo stick, and you got to deal with that rebound. The amount of skill that these athletes have is just really, really
And Will,
wild.
let me interrupt you because for that, we'll interject. What skill is needed for this type of thing, right?
Sure.
Because I know I look at it and I get like afraid of heights.
Yeah, no, totally. It's a really interesting mix that draws on like a lot of classic action sports, but it's unique, right? Because you're going up and down. They'll be jumping, even not doing high jump, just to do their tricks, like 7-8 feet in the air. So you need kind of that balance and that precision, a lot of body control to just be able to flip, hold that stick with you, a lot of hand-eye, because some of the tricks they'll do, right, they'll spin it around in a circle in the air, get your feet back on and land. So it's very kind of precise and balletic in some ways, but you also need that mentality of like, yeah, I am going to jump down a 10-foot gap and I'm going to land and I'm going to be okay. So fearlessness, a lot of core strength, a lot of hand-eye. It's just a very unique sport.
How does one stay oriented when you're flipping around? Do you keep your eyes open? Do you shut your eyes and scream, oh?
Yeah, right. I'm not the guy necessarily to ask.
But
Right?
I mean,
Right.
I see them and I go, you have to figure out where you are on the plane somewhere
Right.
along the way,
I think that's what's so weird and difficult about it is, right, the stick is kind of an extension of your body.
Yeah.
So you need that air awareness of not just landing on your feet, but also how do I adjust this pogo to hit this angle? Because really at the bottom of the tip is the size of a quarter.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's the landing you want. And if you're at a little bit of an angle, you can slip out and it can be quite bad. So it's a lot of practice and just, you'll practice into mats, in a gym, stuff like that, just to get that air awareness and that body
And
control.
that is why weather plays a part, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
One thing we'll probably talk about the website, like we will update, knock on wood, we've had good luck with weather, but there will be some potential, weather delays and stuff like that, because if it is slick out there, just becomes pretty unsafe for the sport.
Yeah.
Speaking of the website and the calendar and everything that's going on, what is the website and how can people find out more about it?
Sure, yeah. If you go to pogopalooza.com, all the information is going to be there. You can register at an Eventbrite. It's free, but that's just the best way to kind of receive updates about weather and all that. Events going on June 21st through the 23rd. I think this is airing the evening of the 21st. So the 22nd, 23rd is at our headquarters in Wilkinsburg. Just search Xpogo. It'll be there, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. The course competition, Big Air, as well as Best Trick, Tech, and then Sundays that kids 15 and under bounce off, where any kid come, you don't need a pogo stick. We got pogos for you. You get on. We see who can bounce the longest, and whoever does wins one of those slingshot pogos.
How
Best
about that?
title
You
ever.
You even provide sticks. It's not like
Right.
BYOP.
Right.
You don't have to bring your own pogo.
This might be
because
the
it's
best
supplied.
business title, though. CEO of Xpogo LLC.
Yeah, you made that up.
That is so
It's
great.
very goofy. It's
Yeah.
like in a very technical, literal sense I am. I don't feel like a CEO. I
But
don't
it's a
live
cool
like
business
CEO.
name. It
Like,
just
same.
goes- yeah.
Boss.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
under
whatever.
YaJagoff as far as a business name.
Yeah.
No. All right. So, Will, you've been on our podcast before. You know that we have a question of the
Sure.
day. So the question of the day is porch related.
So it's the Peoples Gas, Zachary's Mission 2024, obviously. I keep saying it differently each time, but you're on a porch. And you
Yeah.
heard this. You weren't in a soundproof booth.
I was not.
I said that wrong, but you know. Do you prefer a porch swing or a porch bench? And I will not ask you if you're a swinger.
Thank you. Definitely a swing. I don't know. Like that action, like that motion.
Okay.
Maybe some way you could integrate pogo into it eventually.
I knew
don't
you were
know.
going to
Yeah.
say that. Like I felt
Yeah,
like
right.
there's no way
always
you're
plug.
sitting.
Always be plugging.
Always
Yeah.
be plugging. We love it.
As a swinger,
All
always
right,
be
we
plugging.
gotta move on.
Yeah.
Will,
I
thank
gotta-
you so
it's
much.
getting
Please
weird.
make sure you support. This is another hometown sport that we are so proud of. It happens every year. They're celebrating 20 years, and we keep doing this in Pittsburgh, and it's a great thing. So thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
joining
y'all
us
so
as
much.
always.
Really
All right,
appreciate it.
next up, we're gonna get a quick chat in with Jay and about his cheesecake. Stay with us, YaJagoff Late Night.
Welcome to Flanagan. I take your orders.
You need a tap it?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich to cook. Here we go.
Dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from Peoples Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig.
I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
Hey, mister, what are you doing?
I'm just fixing your screens.
Why?
Because the other ones are kind of old.
After 40 years in business, Screenmobile has seen it all. From simple window and door screens to 3-season rooms, motorized screens, and more. Screenmobile is here to help.
Why is the sky blue? Why do birds put their nests so high up?
Our team of professional technicians is ready to answer your questions. Well, most of them. And help you find the best screen solution for your home or workplace. Screenmobile. You call, we screen.
PittsburghUsedCars.com. With hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city. We provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com.
It's John and Rachel. We're back to YaJagoff Late Night Porch Tour stop number 3 for Peoples Gas and Zachary's Mission. And want to remind you that we are sponsored by Rohrich Honda.
Panda J's face. Just Panda J's face.
First of all, John doesn't even know what he's talking about with this late night. It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you guys. So just don't listen to him. We are sponsored by Rohrich Mazda. Excuse me.
And there you go. It would not be a party without
Yes.
Jay's coming on and being a little grump, but it would also not be a party without Jay's food, and it is too beautiful to eat. Kim graciously said, Jay, because you're known for the strawberry pretzel jello salad 2 years in a row, let me say I went 3. 2 years in a row, Kim said, why don't you bring it? And so this is it in its full form, but you cut this into pieces for samples for our event.
Correct. So I think, honestly, the competition that you guys have, I think, is incredible. Because I think it's just... food has honestly been my life. It's one of those things that it's like when you cook, people show up.
Right,
and I
exactly.
think I really like that. So the strawberry jello pretzel salad, I'll be honest, I'm sorry, viewers, I'm not from Pittsburgh. It was Ohio,
Yikes.
but I promise you it wasn't by choice. But regardless is... this strawberry jello pretzel salad is like such a big thing for Pittsburgh. So every year I kind of just want to reinvent it. It's just like, everyone can make it with, the jello and all that stuff. So I've just tried to be a little different. So last year's competition was the parfait. And I was like, this year, I was like, I'm going to reinvent it into a cheesecake. So I did like little samples for the competition, and then this is actually like the entire cheesecake.
It is, and we're all ready. Everybody's standing around going, when are we cutting that damn
it's too
thing?
Pretty. It's
right?
too pretty.
Right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Jay, admit,
Right,
I don't want to.
Kim's the homeowner. She's like, we're cutting that.
She said,
And
I
it's
told him
very-
to
it's
make
very
it, and that's
healthy
what's
for
happening.
you.
Right.
So, Jay, we wouldn't have a podcast if you weren't here, right? Like when we know you're going to be on site, we just throw you on because we adore chatting
And I'm
with you.
totally fine with it, except like you have to understand, viewers. Like Rachel and John literally coach me before I grab a mic, and they're just like, okay, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say this, can't say that. So I'm like, feel like I'm a shell right now.
Oh,
There's
don't
so
feel
many
that
things
way.
that I would love to say to you
feel
viewers, but I
restricted,
can't.
Jay, I think you would be honored to the fact that we have the Ryan Douglas sweatshirts on, but they look like strawberry jello pretzel salad.
All for you.
Do we look tasty to you?
Oh, my God. Who asked you that question? Jay, here's
Wait, let me answer.
I feel like this is a trick question because it's Pride Month.
I knew there was going to be a good answer.
Jay, this is what I have to say to you. It's just another Mazda Monday. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, the whole guy.
See, John's over here saying midnight. Thank God I just stopped myself on that word. And then Rachel's over here singing about Monday when it's Sunday. Y'all on a different level right now.
It's just sangria, Jay. It's
phenomenal.
And Rachel isn't even drink. She needs to drink. Like,
Jay,
Jay, where
before
does
we
everybody find you and follow you? I'm sorry.
So you all can find me at Rohrich Mazda, or listen to the YaJagoff podcast on Monday, typically in the morning, and you'll see us for Mazda Monday. We always have a blast, and it's great to just talk about some of the happenings that you guys cover and some of the vehicles that I cover.
Jay, if you have a porch, do you want a swing or a bench?
I honestly prefer a swing.
Okay.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
the answer.
I sit my.
Bleep! We love you, Jay. Bye. Thanks for joining us to Jagoff Late Night.
We're going to talk to Rob and Patricia from Zachary's Mission next. YaJagoff Late Night.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
Welcome to Flamingo. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap it?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich to cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from Peoples Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig.
I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
Hey, mister, what are you doing?
I'm just fixing your screens.
Why?
Because the other ones are kind of old.
After 40 years in business, Screenmobile has seen it all. From simple window and door screens to 3-season rooms, motorized screens, and more. Screenmobile is here to help.
Why is the sky blue? Why do birds put their nests so high up?
Our team of professional technicians is ready to answer your questions. Well, most of them. And help you find the best screen solution for your home or workplace. Screenmobile. You call, we screen.
PittsburghUsedCars.com. With hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city. We provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com.
John and Rachel, YaJagoff Late Night. Now, we have to preface this because Rob and Patricia and Delaney are here from Zachary's Mission. And last year, Rob was the guy who brought in 10 grand. I'm just going to tell you that right now. He was at the podcast. And the funny thing is Delaney had said, Dad, please don't embarrass us.
Delaney was serious. He had a lot of coaching. But I just said, you did an amazing job. And now you did so well. Delaney let you come back this year.
I know. Unscripted this time.
Oh, no. We're unscripted. But I'm so glad that Patricia could join us as well. So welcome to the whole Vince family, except Jonathan. He's home.
He's
Thank
home.
you. It's
That's
great
okay.
to be here.
Yeah.
Really
you
is.
guys, year after year, and I know, Patricia, you and I'm not going to look at you because then we'll just cry. But every year, you know, it's a difficult thing to really embrace because you are such a humble person and talking about your mission is difficult for you. But I even feel it now with us because I love that this little project that we started is able to feed it, but I don't know how to say, like, it makes my heart get full every visit we make. People are just so good, and the awkwardness is going away because I think that each house had some story about you guys. The last porch, somebody actually had a Zach pack with them and said, I carry this around. Like, this is something that they use. John tells the story that somebody at hockey, right, has a bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a guy I play hockey with, one day he was just pulling out his extra tape and stuff out of his Zachary Mission bag.
kidding.
I'm like, what? He said,
That's
we
awesome.
had twins. They were neonatals and they had some issues. And so he brings his Zachary's Mission. I'm like, wow, you guys are all over the place. So that's super cool. So it's, this is fun for us. We always have like someone to tell the story. We could tell your story, but you tell your story better. But to be honest with you, Rob's the $10,000 guy. So it's almost like we should have Rob. It was that smile that brought a check for 10 grand last year. So,
Well, you got work
so
to do,
yeah.
man.
Right. So,
I'll be your driver
so who wants to talk? Delaney, maybe we haven't talked to you for a long time. So talk to us a little bit about Zachary's Mission and how your whole family is behind this.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah?
She's nervous.
I got you.
They've had the school season off with sports and things like that. But now, like next week, we're starting to fill Zach packs before we go on vacation. And I have tons of gas cards and gift cards that the kids will label and put things on to, like, say they're from Zachary's Mission. So they get to help us in that way and help me with inventory. And then all the parties and all of the stuff they donate, She's the one that counts them, logs it on the Excel spreadsheet, and then we get the final tally.
I was just going to say, Delaney, we gave you credit for the last porch. We said you created the system in which, how do you really decide? Because each porch, like we said, has a different take on how they do it. Some people, the porch tour number 2, I believe, did all monetary. You know, we've had that before, where they just donate money so that you guys can get whatever's needed.
Yes.
The first one, there were Amazon packages coming, you know, regularly. We know that this one, they said Amazon packages were coming to you. And you're even holding off now, right? Until you can kind of check and see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because each of them, it'll say from whatever family. So we want to make sure that
Okay.
that family knows whoever's having the party, so it can be, you know, logged, tallied correctly.
Well, and even schools, you know, you mentioned the inventory process. When we talked to the porch number 1 folks, Nina's, is it Nina is the daughter? Or
Yes,
is
Nina's the daughter, yes.
They were talking about how they now do a collection at the school. Is that growing more for you as well?
Yeah, now that school is extra special. I love the Elizabeth Forward School District.
Okay.
But that's special because the president of the board is also a teacher there.
Okay.
And she had Nina's brother. And it's kind of a cool story. So the morning Zach had passed, one of the nurses, Denise, my school board member,
Yes.
stopped by, said, you know, was dropping off snack bags for families. And this nurse said, there's someone that just lost his son today. And I think that you guys would be perfect for each other. And she goes, what was his name? Which is like the most amazing name. People say, what was his name? And they said Zachary. And so we went out for lunch just for her to kind of try to help me get through it. And then we just are like the best of friends, and she's just the most awesome person. So every year she does that drive around Valentine's Day, which is Congenital Heart Awareness Day. And so they do that drive. It honors AJ's memory. She lost a son as well to a heart defect. And it helps Zachary's mission. So it's a really cool connection with that school district. Yeah.
So it continues to grow because you even have work groups come and pack the Zach
Yes.
packs, right? Talk
We do.
about that a little bit, Rob.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my own group at work has offered to do a recent pack here. But more so, it's, you know, these two tapping into their communities.
Mhm.
And, I mean, we've had Girl Scouts. We've had a lot of schools, Franklin Regional, another one. I mean, everybody reaches out once they hear our story, and they want to help. And that's a huge help, you know, because I see these two in our basement packing, you know, the backpacks. And it's a lot of work, and it takes hours, you know, to keep it consistent, keep it organized, and then to load the vehicle. So, you know, this in silence isn't, you know, she's a big workhorse, Delaney.
And by the way, 47 minutes ago when we started this podcast, a bribe was the word I was looking for. Remember, I was bribed. So Delaney would be the person that you would want to bribe because she runs the spreadsheet, right?
She does.
So slide her some cash. Yeah, slides it. So who wants to talk about how a Zach Pack gets to meet their recipient, right? The nursing staff, right? The social workers.
Yeah, I'll talk about that, but I want to say something really quick too, because he always says like we're the workhorses, but honestly, everything that I collect, I don't take any money. No one gets paid. So like he's kind of like my investor, you know. He invests, and I have the opportunity to work basically a full-time job doing Zachary's mission, and I have the ability to do that because he supports me 100%.
Just like today, I'm the driver. I got him here, John. I got him here safe.
So, but yeah, with Zachary's mission, so we're in all units of Children's Hospital. We're in West Penn NICU. We're in the McGee NICU. We're at the Children's Home, and we're also at a local hospital in Greensburg, Westmoreland, because they're a local hospital. So if they have to tell a family, hey, we have to send you to Pittsburgh, that's scary. If your local hospital can't take care of your child, so they can give them a backpack and they can give them a gas card and food cards and say, here, take this with you, so they can get right to their child's bedside in Pittsburgh. But we work with social workers. We work with clinical people that tell us this is the family with the greatest need. So once a month we show up with Zach packs, gift cards, whatever they ask us for to help families, and then the staff has it all month to distribute and help those families. Now, if in between, some people might need help with that have been in the hospital for a really long time, need help with gas, utility bills, things like that, then they call us between the drop-offs and say, hey, we have this family that has this issue, and then we help out.
Where can everybody find out more and donate if needed?
Zachary'sMission.org, and we're
Easy.
on social media. Yeah, Facebook,
Your
Instagram.
social media has been on fire, people. I love it. This is excellent. Is Delaney helping with that?
She helps with that, and my son does as well. In the summertime,
Okay.
they're my social media crew.
Yeah, I love it. They're great. I mean, we're always looking. So anyway, it's always a pleasure to have you guys. You know,
Well, thank you.
it's the Zachary's mission, we're changing the name 100 times. People's Gas question of the day. Do you want a porch swing or a porch bench?
A swing, right?
Porch swing.
A swing.
Yeah.
Because
Did you like that little interaction?
Wait, there's a story to that too, because we talked when we were younger, we were dating, and we said, ultimately at the end of the day, when like nothing else works, you just want someone that you can sit on the porch swing with and talk. So
Patricia, you always have that way. It's like I'm gonna make you cry, right?
sooner.
Yes.
And I also want to say thank you to the Douglas family. Thank you for having us here and just all your support.
They're great people too.
Yes,
you
yes.
need to know each other.
Foundation to another. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
All right. Now we're gonna have a little music with us on YaJagoff Late Night. Stay with us.
Welcome to Fernandez. Can I take your orders?
You need a tap it?
No, we don't use this. We know how to yell the sandwich, the cook. Here we go.
Let's dig in.
It's John and Rachel. We love to dig into iconic Pittsburgh places like Permanis. So we brought our friends from Peoples Gas.
Please call at least 3 business days before you dig.
It doesn't matter if it's a big project or something small like a mailbox. Always call before you dig.
I called. We can dig in.
So please call 811 3 business days before excavating so you don't have to call 911.
You will never regret your time on the ambulance because it will come with you and become a part of you. It helps you grow as a person and gives you life experience that you would never have had access to otherwise. What other job do you go to school for 9 months and you get to go out and innovate people in the field, right? I'm putting tubes down people's throats to help them breathe. I'm starting IVs. I'm giving, ketamine, fentanyl.
This is a very rewarding job. I love coming to work every day. It's always something different. I don't really call this work.
Probably amazing. Just because you can change the life of someone in like moments, you can bring someone back to life.
We're living in this crisis of everyone not being able to afford secondary education or finding employment after that. This is something you can do very quickly. Having an EMT is very short. Like you can do it in 3 months. And it's a very small financial commitment.
Hey, mister, what are you doing?
I'm just fixing your screens.
Why?
Because the other ones are kind of old.
After 40 years in business, Screenmobile has seen it all. From simple window and door screens to 3-season rooms, motorized screens, and more. Screenmobile is here to help.
Why is the sky blue? Why do birds put their nests so high up?
Our team of professional technicians is ready to answer your questions. Well, most of them. And help you find the best screen solution for your home or workplace. Screenmobile. You call, we screen.
PittsburghUsedCars.com. With hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city. We provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com. And Rachel, YaJagoff Late Night. Listen, the reason we're laughing is because Johnny, who is always the subdued producer, was like, guys, can you slow down on what you're eating? But I want to show you, like, I'm not a pretty eater at all, so you can see that it's not, like, I went around and about. John, you're about done.
Oh,
so
man.
now I understand.
I'm ready to just lick the plate, to be honest with you. And I asked our musicians.
Cheesecake. Yeah, they didn't have it yet.
And they didn't have it because I guess they don't like one phlegm in their throat when they're
about to
making
perform.
music, right?
Yeah.
Right. But me, I don't really care. I'm a hack.
Well,
so
we all
right.
are.
So
figure it out.
just those guys. Welcome to the YaJagoff podcast, the Porch Tour. This is like our big thing every year. So we're glad you were able to join us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. Yeah,
thank you guys.
Such a great opportunity for us.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. And a little backstory is that we had not met you before. I'll let you eat a minute. We had not met you before, but we had the honor of being the MCs at the Millville Music Festival a couple of weeks ago. We met you guys there. I have to say, you were the most friendly, polite ones that we met. Like, everybody was so nice. We really enjoyed it. No, but you were.
Gonna make us blush now.
No, it was great. And we couldn't wait to see it because, we're like the old people. We were like, do we belong here? Two of these kids is doing their own thing. And, like, these great musicians came out. But it was such an eclectic variation of music, right? Like
was.
that night alone, Friday night.
Oh, that night was awesome. That night was amazing.
It was fantastic. But I loved seeing how many people showed up, like just for each band or each performer. Did you notice that? Like you have your own groupies, right?
Yeah, they come all the time. We actually they have their own name. They're called Just Those Goons.
Oh, I love that. Do you have shirts that say that?
We do.
Oh my God, we have to get them.
They actually named themselves that. So.
That is so
Hold
cool.
on a minute. Hey,
Wait.
guys over there. Hold
John,
on a minute.
John is stopping.
We're looking for people to say Just Those Goons. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Just those goons.
There we go.
Thanks.
There we go.
I
All
hope
right, sorry,
because
I missed you guys.
Our
Camera
production
up there,
staff
but-
wants to kill him right now.
Welcome to the Goon Squad.
Yeah,
everybody.
welcome to the
go.
Goon
Don't
Squad.
touch
You're
our
part of the
stuff.
family now.
So what's the background? When did you guys start performing? And explain your style of performance.
I'll let you lead off on that one where we started.
So, it was around COVID time,
Okay.
and I got asked to come play like a house show. You know,
Okay.
there was a few local bands playing there, and I was, just by myself, and me and him at the time were making a few songs here and
Okay.
there. Just,
We weren't nothing. It was just hanging out doing
just making
having
music,
fun.
having
Sure.
fun together, and I asked, hey, can I bring my buddy along with me? Because like my stage presence, at the time, I was like very shy.
He used to
I was
hide
like-
behind sunglasses all the time.
All the time.
Really?
Yeah, but he helped me get more comfortable, and
He brought it up to me. And he goes, "We want to play this this house party. You want to go play something? What are we? We don't even have a name."
I was like,
Oh, wow.
I don't know. We're just those guys,
I was
So
like,
that's
"Shut up,
literally
that's
how it
it."
came to be.
And
Yep.
then he's like, wait,
That's it.
that's it.
That's the name.
It's just those guys.
And
So
then we
your
got
real
matched
names,
ever
and I
since.
didn't even say this. Your real names are
I'm Gio.
and
I'm Ryan.
Okay.
Everyone has always called me Batman since I was like 12. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Or-
I'm
or-
also Batman.
Or I'm little guy and big guy.
I read that.
Do you
That's
know how
pretty
we
funny.
got the name of our podcast?
How's that?
One time we were driving and someone cut us off, and I said, "You, Jagoff." And Rachel's like, "That's the name of our podcast."
It's funny. I was on the phone talking to
Same
him.
thing. Yep.
I was talking to him about the opportunity, and my dad was next to me, and me and him were having a little bit of an argument beforehand, and I said, "YaJagoff," and he thought I was talking to him. So that was fun. I said, "No, I swear, it's a podcast. Go look it up."
That is so
That's
funny
classic.
because the older generation will say like, we used to say that all the time, YaJagoff, and I said people still say it, but we have it as a term of endearment.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
But as far as our style of music, we like to say it's reggae hip hop, but
Right.
we've kind of just ventured with so many different
Yeah.
inspirations over the years.
It's mainly what we have released, but like we have songs that are just a mix of.
And we do have songs
everything.
out right now on our album. It's on Spotify. It's called "Welcome to La La Land," and it was all created in my closet with a Justin Bieber pillow on his phone.
That's so Pittsburgh. That is so like musicians
Fun fact,
too, right?
yeah.
That
Most of
Justin
my
Bieber
music.
pillow is still there, by the way. It's there for the reminder every day.
That's awesome. So where does it go from here? What do you guys just want to keep performing?
We want to come out with our next album.
Okay.
That's definite. So we slowed down a little bit on our performing this year so that we could focus on that and
Okay.
come out with a new single.
Okay.
And then after that, we want to go full fledged. We want to
Okay.
perform the next album as much as possible, wherever as possible. Right now, we went over to Helltown Brewery. We've been to many different festivals. Festivals are the funnest. And we've done cancer benefit shows, and those are actually one of my favorites to do. So if
Well,
there's
now
any-
you're at your headliner show, the YaJagoff podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't get big gigs in Hollywood after this or New York,
Something's
I don't
wrong
know.
with you two.
All right, before
Little
we
guy
let-
and big guy?
Before we let you sing, we have a question of the day. You probably heard us asking if you guys had a porch. Would you want a porch bench or a porch swing?
I can already tell we had to have different answers on that one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have a porch bench swing.
A bench swing.
You gotta
I
make
think
it
that
all
exists,
once.
actually.
You
We're
just
Googling
strap
that.
it,
Someone
get a little
Google
hook.
bench swing right now.
Yeah,
That's pretty smart.
I was just going to say bench because there's no way that I'm putting my big self on a swing.
And you could have the whole family swinging at once.
There you go. There you go. I love it. Where can everybody find you and follow you?
You can get us on every social media out there. I think except iHeartRadio. There's some reason why we're not on there.
Oh.
But everywhere else, you can get us on Spotify. All the social medias. Go and check us out.
Facebook,
And
just those guys. Instagram, just those guys.
just those guys. If you want to be part of the family, please go and join
Oh,
Just
I
Those
love
Goons.
that. Yes, Just Those
love
Goons.
it.
Ran by the fans, and they are the best people out there.
That's the way it goes. All right, what song are we going to hear?
We're Forbidden Fruit.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go, guys. So while they're getting ready, we just want to say thank you to everybody who's been here. Obviously, the Douglas family. We are so stoked that Porch Tour number 3 turned out just as well as the other 2. Thank you to all of the folks who donated.
Yep.
Do you want to run through?
Yeah. Do we have time to run through? All right, Screen Mobile, $100 gift certificate. Ernie Ritchie Sausage, Mancini's Pepperoni Rolls, Yin's Lids for some gifts, Pittsburgh Brewing Tasting Tour for 4, and Jenny Lee Swirl Bread, Pittsburgh Wash Company Soap, Mixed Candle Company, Mary Mac Bakehouse, Sinbin Creations, Caliente Pizza and Draft House, and Q929 is giving them tickets to Train.
How about that? And thanks, obviously, to Zachary's Mission. We're so happy to be a part of this again. And Peoples Gas. Did I talk enough, guys? You ready?
We ready.
All right. Have at it.
Yeah, that's right, G. We're going to have a little funky time with them, right? So why don't you go ahead and play it for them.
My forbidden fruit, all I wanna do is think about you. Alright, me and you forever. As long as we're together, we can do whatever. It's alright, I can't have it, but I want it so bad. How bad? I guarantee it'll be the best I ever had.
Best I ever
My
had,
forbidden fruit,
yeah.
all I wanna do
Do what?
is think about you.
Look, she the Eve to my apple with tights with every bite. We both succumb to this seduction every single night. She my forbidden fruit, my perfect rendezvous. Her touch is the only thing that I need to get me through. So why is everything I love the most never close? At first I'm full of life, in the end I'm comatose. I have my barriers up, there ain't no trust in me. But the second that I met her, open sesame, got herself a man. Yes, she love being with me, she my biggest fan. Look, I make her knees weak, she can barely stand. Yeah, I've inside her, but never within a plan. Yeah, I wish I was the side dude. She the only one who is loyal. She making my blood boil. Why am I doomed? It's when she slide through. She making me go crazy as I pace, and I wait until it's high noon. My forbidden fruit.
All I wanna do is think about you. Alright, me and you forever. As long as we're together, we could do whatever. It's alright, I can't have it, but I want it so bad.
How bad?
I guarantee it'll be the best I ever had.
Best I ever had. Yeah.
All I wanna do is think about you.
Alright.
So sweet, you're the perfect treat. Midnight snack before I sleep.
Midnight snack before I sleep.
So please, I'm hungry, let me eat my midnight snack before I sleep.
Lord, don't think it'll ever change. That sweetest in the taste. Addicted to temptation, it knocks me in the face. Can't wait to see you smile. A sight that drives me wild. And just so I could talk with her, I walk 1,000 miles. I fight through any trial to keep it, which is fine. We making sweet music together, and I love that sound. I'm blessed that she around, ride or die, she hold it down. But she the queen to my kingdom, she got that crown.
Can't have it, but I want it so bad.
How bad?
I guarantee it'll be the best I ever had.
Together we be perfect. She leave here and we go away for the weekend. Forget about it all until we're back at it again. Forbidden fruit.
All I wanna do is think about you. Alright, me and you forever. As long as we're together, we could do whatever. It's alright.
Sing it, little
I
G.
can't have it, but I want it so bad.
How bad?
Guarantee it'll be the best I ever had. My forbidden fruit. All I wanna do is think about you.
Alright. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys.